Hey you guys, how's it going? It's your buddy Jake Dominguez back with another movie review. And it's really late at night right now, but I want to quickly record this video to talk about one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Like top three most anticipated at least. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is directed by Patty Jenkins, the director who directed the Academy Award winning film Monster a long time ago, and tells basically the origin story of Wonder Woman. In a nutshell, that's what this movie's about. It shows the origin story of how Wonder Woman became Wonder Woman, basically, how she became Diana Prince, basically. And it shows her meeting this guy, this soldier in the middle of World War One named Steve Trevor. Of course, we know him from the comics. And it shows how they came up together to try to find what Wonder Woman believes is Ares, the god of war. And so they go on a big adventure, and tons of other adventures happen across the way. And we learn about how Wonder Woman, again, just became Wonder Woman. That's basically the plot of this movie. I was so excited to see this movie. I've wanted to see a Wonder Woman movie like literally my entire life. She is such a great, iconic character. I'm not even the biggest Wonder Woman fan in the world. I haven't read every single comic she's been in and stuff like that, but I've always loved the character. She's an iconic figure in comics, and obviously when it comes to superhero movies, in which they're just everywhere now, we haven't seen a lot of female-led superhero films, which is such a great loss because there's so many great characters, and it's just ridiculous that hasn't happened yet. And Wonder Woman being such an iconic character, it's about darn time we finally got a movie with her. I was just hoping it'd be a good one. Because how many decades old is Wonder Woman? I mean, she's been around for so long. She's such a great character. If she's going to be in a movie, they better make it a great movie. And I am so happy to say that, boy, they sure did succeeded. Because I had such a great time with Wonder Woman. This movie is a blast. This movie is so entertaining just from start to finish. I'm going to get a little nerdy here, but this movie is truly epic. It is a huge movie. The action scenes are huge. The sets, everything about the film, just the scale of it is huge. And it just has this epic, classy feel to it. And I loved it. And let's get back to those action scenes I mentioned. All the action in this film is so entertaining. It's so incredibly well done. They're huge. They're awesome. They're everything you want in a big superhero fight scene. They're so just awesome. Again, they're awesome. What more can I say? They're so great. And everything about the film, when it comes to the filmmaking involved, is really great. The special effects are awesome. The musical score, I think by Harry Gregson Williams, is that his name? Something like that? His musical score is awesome. And the film is shot really well. Patty Jenkins did a great job directing this movie. When it comes to how this movie is shot, you can tell that it's by a director who has a clear vision of what she wants for her film. And you can feel that in every single creative choice in this film. So overall, this movie's greatly entertaining. There's great humor. The comedy works really well. There's some truly funny and even hilarious parts in this movie. And it is just so entertaining. But it's a lot more than that. Wonder Woman is a pretty great movie, period. Not just a great superhero film. We have so many superhero movies nowadays. I'm kind of getting sick of them. As much as I love superheroes, I have my whole life, and I love all these movies, there definitely is a really repetitive quality to them. There's really nothing to be excited about anymore because it's just same old, same old. Wonder Woman reminds you why you love superhero movies in the first place, and really why we love superheroes in general in the first place. Gal Gadot, who we've seen played Wonder Woman in Batman v Superman last year, at the time I'm recording this anyway, I mean, she nails the part of Wonder Woman so well. She does such a great job, and Wonder Woman in this movie is basically a symbol of hope. There's a constant theme in this film about Wonder Woman seeing the good in everything, about her believing in basically the goodness of humanity and stuff like that. While everyone else is fighting, she asks herself, why are we doing this? We could be more than this, and that sort of thing. She's basically the source of goodness throughout the whole film, which is exactly what a superhero film should be. It really reminded me of the big theme of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Remember how the big theme of that film was Bruce Wayne getting hope in humanity and being a hero again because of Superman? His line, "Men are still good." That's kind of the big theme of that movie. That continues in Wonder Woman. And they nailed it. I mean, this movie is actually really inspiring. Like, I felt really hopeful and inspired watching this movie. This really reminded me of why we love superheroes, because they're figures that can remind us of who we really are. It's not just their cool powers and all that, although that's all awesome. And yeah, those action scenes are cool and all that, and they're really well done in this movie. But it's the heart that comes from superheroes, which is why we love superhero movies. And this movie, Wonder Woman, does that. It absolutely nails the tone and spirit of this character that's been iconic and has been around for so many decades. And I loved that. All the other actors in the movie were really great as well. Robin Wright is awesome as her character, and all the other supporting characters are surprisingly really well done, and you really care for them. All the acting did a great job. But Chris Pine, who plays Steve Trevor in this film, really impressed me in this movie. I've always been a big fan of him, but he does such a great job, and what impressed me about his performance is one thing in particular, and that is that he never tries to steal the show. You know what I mean? It's like Chris Pine seems to know, and I got to give credit to Patty Jenkins and the writer and the filmmakers for this as well. He never tries to take the spotlight. Steve Trevor in this film is basically not a sidekick, but he's basically second to Wonder Woman, who is the hero, the star, and the main character of this film, Gal Gadot again. And I think Chris Pine knew that, and the filmmakers knew that, because they treat Steve Trevor, and Chris Pine plays him as a supporting role. He's not trying to get all the spotlight on him. He knows that he's the supporting character here. And honestly, that's great. As much as I love Steve Trevor, he's a great character in his own thing, in his own right, and Chris Pine is a great actor, and it's not like they do anything wrong, but they always make sure the spotlight is on Wonder Woman. He never tries to steal the spotlight, which is really awesome and a great decision. And this film, again, I just felt so inspired and hopeful while watching it. And I cared about the characters. Leaving this movie, I went to go see it with my little brother, and he made a really awesome comment. He talked about the reason he loved this movie so much, or really liked it, is because he cared about the characters. We had a really good conversation about how when we see superhero movies nowadays, or a lot of these blockbusters, you tend to not care too much about the characters that are on screen. They tend to just be disposable. And really, they could say the thing about most superhero films in general, right? I mean, just look at some of the Marvel films, for example. It's really hard to get really worried about the Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 when we already know that they're already been confirmed to be the next Avengers movie. We know there's going to be a third Guardians movie. Like, all these actors have contracts that we know they're going to be in the same movie. We know Iron Man's going to be in Iron Man 2 and Captain America Civil War and stuff like that. So the drama isn't always there. That's just one of those things, and if you have great stories and that sort of thing, which is the most important of all, it's not going to matter. And even Wonder Woman in itself is guilty of that. I mean, yeah, it's a prequel story primarily to Batman v Superman and Justice League, which comes out later this year, and obviously we know all that. But I think because of its period setting, again, it takes place in World War I, and more importantly, just how well the story is told and how much it owns it, and the fact that it's its own thing and not really connected to other movies, which is an extremely smart choice, you really do worry about them. And again, the characters in this movie, even the minor characters, are so well written, you really do worry about them and care about them. This movie, although earlier I talked about the great action sequences, how great they are, this movie is not endless action. It is mostly character moments. It's moments between Diana, Wonder Woman, and other characters, and I loved that. My favorite scenes in this movie, there are two scenes in particular, and I won't spoil them, but they're just between, Chris Pine's character and Wonder Woman, and I loved them. They were humorous, they were really sweet, they were cute. I mean, you learn more about the characters. It worked extremely well. So the fact that this movie has an absolutely engaging story with great characters that you care about makes this movie a lot more than just a big blockbuster that's entertaining. You do get invested in the story. And I gotta be honest, I actually found myself getting a little choked up at the end of this movie. I was like, dude, you got me right there. I mean, I was getting kind of really emotionally, yeah, like I was really surprised. And when a big commercial blockbuster can do that, that deserves tons of praise. And I can't praise the filmmakers enough to do that. In the end of the day, guys, Wonder Woman is one of those movies that is exactly what I wanted it to be and more. It nailed the character of Wonder Woman so incredibly well. It was a hilarious, exciting, action-packed, and emotionally fulfilling movie. And to be honest, I was thinking about this. This might be my favorite 2017 release movie that I've seen so far this year. And it's the first movie of the summer where I'm just like, this is a must-see. You guys gotta go see it. So I could not recommend Wonder Woman enough. I'm actually gonna see it in a few days, and I'm super pumped to see it again. I'm gonna give Wonder Woman an A-. Solid A-. I might even raise my grade just a little after seeing the film a few more times, so maybe I'll talk about that on this channel here. But for now, I'll leave it at that. And I gotta say, it is really awesome. Oh my goodness, I'm getting ahead of myself. One thing I did want to mention, it's the one kind of flaw I have with this movie. Gosh, I'm doing this way out of order, am I? Sorry, like I said, it's late at night. My one real flaw with Wonder Woman is the plot of the villain characters in the movie, and that's pretty much the gripe I have with most superhero movies nowadays. It's the villains. They're usually kind of weak, and they're just there to fulfill the story. And I don't want to get into it because of spoilers, but yeah, like, when you really start to think about it, it's like, I don't know how that works. And the villains themselves are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But they're not quite as compelling and well written and directed as some of the other characters who really got time to shine. So I don't know, but that's the only real flaw I have with it. And yeah, I already gave my grade A-. So yeah, that's out of order. Sorry, guys. But anyway, there you go. There you have it. Now, I just want to say thank you so much to Patty Jenkins, Zack Snyder, Jeff Johns, the actors of this film, all the writer, everyone, for making this movie. The fact that we have a major motion picture with a female-led superhero, a female-led main character in general, is beyond awesome. Going on the internet and seeing little girls dressing up as Wonder Woman to go see this movie, like all around the country, that is beyond awesome. That is so incredibly cool, and I love that. And think about all the nonsense that Patty Jenkins has had to gone through to go through this movie. All the, turns out, totally baseless rumors that were going on about it and stuff like that. I don't even want to get into that right now. It's just stupid clickbaity film stuff, but they made it through. They beat the odds. They made a great movie. So you have my thumbs up. Fellow filmmakers who made this movie, thank you for making it so great, and for not giving up and giving it out for the world to see. Thank you so much. Well, guys, those are my thoughts on Wonder Woman. What did you guys think of this movie? Let me down in the comments section below. Let me know down what you thought of this movie. And also, what other superhero movies would you like to see with a female character? Because there are so many great characters out there that we haven't got. That's a whole other discussion I don't want to have now. But what do you guys think? I'm personally really curious to see the Gotham City Sirens movie, which is in development right now, with Harley Quinn and Catwoman and Poison Ivy. Yeah, those are villains, I guess, but still, I'm curious to see that. I like those characters; they're cool. So let me know down in the comments section below. Sorry again, I'm so out of it tonight, guys. It really is like the middle of the night as I'm filming this. But thank you so much for your patience with me. You guys are the greatest, and never ever ever forget, I'm your friend. I'm always going to be there for you. You guys are the greatest, and I will see you next time.